Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Last Robo Kai. I'm joined by Cool Guy. This is Nioh, and
Beefeater
this is
uniform.
no. It's
Alright.
mostly the mage set.
Okay.
But with a few other bits and
It's
pieces.
been a hot minute since we've been at the Tower of London. In my defense.
Far too long. All right, so we're off to face Kelley, and he's got a load of surprises ready for us.
Fuck is that room? Like nothing. I realize this is really weird to nitpick at, but you have this elevator up, and none of that room makes sense. Even if you're just like, hey, I want it. Never mind.
Just in time. I have resurrected the most feared overlord in all Japan, Nobunaga Oda! The flames of war will envelop this country once again!
Oda Nobunaga is a fairly standard human enemy boss fight, except his living weapon is a peacock, and when he uses it, it allows him to adopt different elements, and the different elements have different special attacks tied to them. And of course, he can stack them on you if you're not careful.
Yeah. I really appreciate that his entire introduction, after how much we've been talking about it this entire Let's Play, is just, I'm in a very foul mode.
Yep. So now he's got earth power. His attacks are mostly the same. Like all these swings and everything are the same. But then he'll do something like as he's about to do here, and suddenly
Whoa.
we've got earth
Whoa.
explosions everywhere. And now he's on fire. It gets quicker and more intense as the fight goes on.
A minute there, I thought he had dropped mines as well because of the glowing.
They do persist for a little bit, and when you stand on them, they explode and hurt you. So
Oh,
yeah,
good.
That's like the magic that got used us one time that we were like, what the fuck, when we blew up.
Yeah, and
that was it.
then they exploded and nearly killed you. Oh, come on, buddy! You got him! You got him! You got him! You got him! No!
It's alright. I activated the dog.
Yes! Kill him! What are you waiting for?
この信長を利用しようとは見くびられたものよ。誰かに使われるのは面白うない。戯れは終わりじゃ。久しぶりに面白い余興であったぞ。この信長の野望、道半ばであったが未練なぞない。猿も狸もわしの敷いた道を歩んでおる。この信長をただの改まとして蘇らせようなどと風流のわからぬ漬物よ。跳ねた首、流れた血も茶の湯も舞も混然たる我が生。ウヌアの神のように復活するも悪うはないが、ひとたび生を受け滅せぬもののあるべきか。
fool of a samurai! You wasted my time!
He wasn't even in the game for more than like 2-3 minutes and he stole the entire fucking show.
Megatron is commanded by no one!
Literally the best way they could have done that is basically just have him just go, he beat the piss out of William and then just went, okay, I'm done, see yous.
Yeah, no, that was fun, but you know, I
That's all my blood,
leave
not
your
his.
fucking blood there. He wasn't bleeding. He wasn't bleeding the whole time because he's basically an Oni. So yeah, like, play dead. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Crime scene. Anyway,
I am kissing my fingers at that.
it was a pretty great moment.
That was absolutely brilliant.
Just gonna get my Emerita back up again.
Oh, and as a footnote, while modern people frequently have to guess at specifically how a lot of Sengoku era people looked, Oda Nobunaga is one of the few people that we can be absolutely assured that his facial depiction there is almost entirely accurate to how he actually looked. They aged him up to have white hair instead of, you know, the traditional black. But Oda Nobunaga was one of the few historical figures who sat for a portrait by a Western monk. A Jesuit friar painted him. They did it in the like hyper realistic impressionistic style, rather than the more abstract style that Japan favored.
You think you have me?
And now it's Edward Kelley at long last. And he's not too bad a fight. He's actually quite fun. Lots of teleports, grab attacks. As you can see, he can really fuck you up if you're not careful.
Going Kano up in this shit.
He's fun. He's a fun fight.
Is he bleeding more as the fight goes on? Or, no, he's bleeding more as the fight goes on. Awesome, he's staining the tatami. Oh, that owns.
Yeah, he ain't no ghost. There's lots of teleports behind you.
Yup.
Gets a Ouroboros up in here.
Stop falling over.
And if you're wondering what that little thing I've got up in the top left of my corner, that's a particular ninjutsu skill that, basically if you die, you don't. It's like a free extra life.
Yeah. I think you mentioned this during...
there is a trick to it. You will jump down from the sky when it happens, which basically just leaves you open. Perfect ending.
I have more than enough Amrita, thanks to this spirit. I didn't expect to need to use it here.
I mean, it wouldn't be a game about yokai if Yamato no Orochi wasn't in there.
Seriously.
I died at like the very end of fighting the boss, so I've just cut that out because like no one wants to watch me fight a boss for a long period of time.
That's cool.
Then immediately die at the end.
You get it.
Because Yamata no Orochi is famous in Japanese mythology for a multitude of reasons, a multitude of stories. The idea of the monster itself, the curse of its bloodline, etc., etc., etc. There's very there's loads of video games, loads of movies, loads of stories just where Orochi is featured. So I'd be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't know about it, if it's at least remotely familiar with Japan. And we're going to be fighting all the heads. The first 3 heads, or rather I should say the first 2 heads. Actually, no, I think it's 3, but we'll see anyway. They're non-elemental based, and so essentially what you want to do is you want them to do an attack. That's when they come close enough. You can't actually fall off, by the way. Like, they were nice enough in that regard.
That is definitely appreciated.
The more heads involved, the greater this escalates. So as we can see, we've done enough damage that the Amrita has flowed into the other head and incapacitated it. But you can also sort of see, like, there's an elemental head off to the side.
Yeah, wind elemental.
So yep. And now
Holy
it gets
mother!
Because we've taken out 3 heads, and we've still got 4 to go.
Another 4. Oh.
Actually, there's 5 heads to go. There's like, well, no, 4. Sorry. But every single one of their shots has a different elemental attack attached to it. Fire is like, obviously fire. Lightning will leave a lightning explosion after it hits. And you can weaken these heads by making them break the Amrita. These Amrita, rocks here. If they manage to break them, then they will flow into the person, flow into the head and overload it and make it fall over, as we saw before.
Oh man, that wind head was dying, and I didn't know if that was actually going down or not. Oh man, hell's black bells. This is stressful just frickin' watching it.
There's a lot to this. Yeah, and as you can see, like, the fire hits, so there's a little fire explosion. There we go. We've lost a bit of cover,
mistake.
but we've made sure that Earthhead is going to go down.
That was not a great move on your part, Earthhead. GG, hon.
Well, eventually.
God bless it.
I'm hit with confusion, by the way.
Yep, you most certainly are.
But thankfully, these aren't enemies that are going to be able to do a huge much about that to try and get me. So it's not too bad. We can just let it run out. There you go. I still got a little bit of my my ninjutsu that'll prevent me from dying. Probably should have used that later, because it will run out before the end of this. That's what happened with me before when I died. It ran out, and then I died, and I was just like, I'm kind of mad now.
I would be in that situation, and that was a mistake, homie.
Yep.
You hit the Amrita button. You shouldn't have did that.
Yep, so now we just got lightning and fire. So whichever one of these idiots decides to eat the Amrita will probably be the one I'll fight. And fire is the winner.
What a freaking moron! Like, you just saw lightning like poking his head through it. Goes straight up in that boy.
All right. With
whatever.
all of those heads defeated, the last one takes on a final form.
Whoa!
And this is where I died before, because he breathes fire and he sweeps it so often, as you can see,
Satan head.
and it instantly puts confusion on you, so it staggers you.
I was wondering if that was going to be like an instant confusion thing, because that's like not exactly a.
And he uses all of the abilities of all of the heads.
Yeah. Okay.
There goes my living weapon, but that's okay because I'm using stuff that gives me Amrita with every hit and also increases the amount of Amrita I get when I get Amrita. I'm using Omnio magics like that because remember I can instantly cast this shit, so... And there we go. So now we just gotta wait for the game to catch up with what I've just done.
I'm sure it's fine. Still had a rock, too. Still had a rock.
I'm
Waste
safe.
of resources. Buddy, do you mind?
Yeah, got him. Got him with that last little sliver.
Go down.
Alright,
Okay,
now it's time to
great.
finish the job.
Is that a unique animation per weapon?
Yeah.
Cool.
And we spawn here, and we get some items dropped down in front of us. Welcome to the next tier of items, divine weapons.
I really appreciate how it just sort of puts you back on here, and it's just like, alright, here's your shit.
Yep. Sadly, for whatever reason, you don't get any of the DLC ones. They never like backcoded it to fix that up, which I always thought was a bit weird. So there's no Tonfa and no Odachi. But you can make those. All you need is like to dismantle those other ones. You can get it. Oh no, look over here. Here's Kelley. He's all used up.
Go forward. I rapped with bated breath as to which yeah, fantastic. Just totally dabbing on this guy. You won't even give him the respect of a proper insult. Just like just going crazy with it.
I'm the Hollow Man. I am the Hollow Man. Many times I died. Many times rose again.
Edward Kelley, you will go to Japan.
It will be as you command, Sir D. All of this country's Amrita are being taken to him. All of your efforts worthless.
They were not worthless.
Sirse, Shini Sanandam. Bega You finally did it.
The war is over. Will the ninja disband now?
No. There are still rogues Fumin Lord Ieyasu harm. Ninja will serve as long as darkness exists. What about you?
I won't trouble you again. Will disappear. I have no desire to be killed.
いいのか。
あいつは侍とは違うと思ったけど、やっぱり同じよ。身勝手で無神経で冷たくて。
信長殿はそんなことを言ったか。いずれにせよ、お主のおかげで太平の礎を築くことができた。諸将の調略、あやかしの重複、こたびの戦、表裏よりよくぞ支えてくれた。まさに仁王のごとき働きである。
ありがたきお言葉。安仁は死に申した。こたびの戦における異国の者どものあやかしの騒ぎ、そして霊石の存在を知る者ももはやおりませぬ。
頂上じゃ。これより天下はあやかしではなく人のよう。関ヶ原が真実はしさねばなるまいの。安仁と申す者、生きておれば領を任じようとも志願しておったが、残念にの。
失礼つかまつる。
安仁が死んだじゃと。半蔵も嘘が下手じゃ。ついとる化け猫も呆れておったわ。
すべては巡り巡る。家康はこの後江戸幕府を築き、 250年以上の長きにわたる戦乱なき世を作った。
Fucking Ieyasu knowing exactly what the hell is up the entire time.
That was a heck of a lot to decompress or decompartmentalize and things like that. Firstly, Edward Kelley was not the mastermind. We kind of were fairly certain of that at the beginning, and now we know the name of who was responsible. John Dee, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth I's spy master. A man who also existed.
Yeah, he did also exist.
And was apparently in the social circles and friendship circles with Edward Kelley and others, so it sort of makes sense that they were sort of together. Shima-Sakon, still alive. Mitsunari, not. It seems that he and Naomasa, they're settled there at the end, their long-standing sort of feud, which is kind of nice too. And and Okatsu has lied to herself about William in order to just let him go.
It's fine. Like she's been lying to herself about a lot of things pretty much the first second we met her. You know, like I'm sure her self-deception can hold itself up.
And the final of the revelations is that Cersei is in fact a spirit created from William's devotion to an old, pagan god, you might say. And that the reason why he cannot die is that so long as he believes in her, she simply protects him from death. Which is kind of winning the lottery in a lot of ways, but also
he managed to do that even when locked up. So that is some faith right there. That's some big F faith.
Yeah, you can sort of see she's been with him since he was a child, so I can sort of understand why they are like when the people say there's like something more to them than just like man and guardian spirit. That might be something closer to family, you might say.
I mean, yeah, like we've been referring to her as the Gaelic waifu this entire time, so like stands to reason. Stands to reason.
I loved how she was panicking when Hanzo was there. She's like shit,
could you
flailing the little arms
stop?
around. I've only been out of the box for about a minute. Can you please stop? Oh, dear.
A little bit more time. And then William's just like, yeah, I'm out, peace. And Hanzo's just like, yeah, all right.
but as we know, there are still 3 DLC releases that came out after this that added more missions and campaigns. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, we've also got a bunch of other missions that we've yet to do just from the regular release, including the epilogue stage. Because yes, there is one last main mission stage. We will be returning to the Tower of London to settle things with John Dee. And we've also got a lot of refights against old friends and enemies. A lot of fights against enemies, old friends and enemies in wacky combinations. A few boss rushes of different kinds, and we have not fought the other weapon masters, which unlocks, particularly in the case of the two-katana, weapon master. Unlocks a variety of other missions in which we will encounter a few more interesting historical characters from this period.
Fantastic.
There is so much. So we're going to clear through those things, and then we'll go on to the DLC. And the DLC, the first DLC that we will be coming into is Ochu, which is obviously going to be dealing with the man I chase after, just waving my arms, going, "You're amazing," Date Masamune. Look, I can't put it any other way. I hold a torch for that man. He has been dead for how many centuries?
Doesn't matter. He was a complete badass, and badassery doesn't die. So
they captured the badassery of him so amazingly well. In this as well.
Freaking overall, they've done an amazing job of that in the compression of characterization and the moments that they give each character. Has been something that I've constantly been impressed about throughout this campaign of the game. Tenkai has been there maybe 30% of the time, but after his reveal, you know exactly what he's about. You know exactly how he is. You know exactly what to expect of him. They never deviate from that. Same, a lot of the same thing happened with Sosuke, and a lot of the same thing happened even with Oda Nobunaga. It If you know anything about the man, you've been watching the reverence upon which the rest of the characters heap upon him. You're just like, doesn't quite make sense as to why this incredibly powerful, incredibly willful character would just be like, oh, I'm brought back from the dead, and all of that is now just ensconced inside of Edward Kelley. Nah, Oda Nobunaga is commanded by no one.
It's like there are two sequences I like in this game that I like to call the Edward Kelley doesn't understand the Japanese people moments. The first is when he thinks that he can take Kokatsu hostage, and Ieyasu would be like, "Oh, I totally give in," and he's like, "No." And the second is trying to control Oda Nobunaga.
Yeah, that was just a terrible fucking idea from the get go. Like this is a man who did not read his history books.
Yes, look at all those stages have opened up.
However, there's still something I must do.
Oh yeah, there's still something very important we must do. We've got a little boat down there in the corner, and then we've got the two kings Nioh, two in the shadows. Where there are going to be a lot of fights where we fight two people that we know at once. Tea Time Entertainment.
That
Restless
mission
Spirits.
name is writing a large
Secrets
check.
of the Dead. There are so many things, and like there'll be even more stuff unlocked once we clear the Queen's Eyes. But that's next time. I've been the Last Robo Kai.
And I have been Cool Guy.
We'll see you next time.